Happy Saturday, friends. I wasn't actually planning on filming anything today, but I decided that I was going to use the Revlon One-Step hairdryer, and I've had a few requests for what I think about it and how it works, so I thought I would quickly film some of that for you. Just so that I can finally give you a bit of a review. So I do not use this all the time. The reason being, I like to air dry my hair. That is how I prefer to dry it, just because I find it less damaging. But every once in a while, I do use it just to get a little bit of volume and kind of dry things quickly. Now that my hair is a little bit shorter, I'm interested to see how it's going to work, because I have seen a few people use it with shorter hair and it gives some great bouncy results. So I'm interested to see if that will work. So basically now what I'm going to do is section my hair off, and I will start at the bottom and work my way up. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I have just roughly sectioned off my hair. I like to start with the bottom layer and kind of work my way up to the top, and part of that is because when I get up to the top and front area, I like to dry it a little bit differently. So I'm going to turn it on now. I generally use it on the high setting just for a couple of seconds, and then I'll take it down to the lower setting. And I often forget to use the cool setting to set it, but you can definitely do that. The one thing I will recommend as well is make sure, because you will end up with some hair in the brush afterwards, that's just inevitable. Make sure you clean it out regularly, because sometimes that hair that's caught in there, it will start to heat up and you might smell burning, which isn't really your hair burning. You just want to make sure you're clearing it out. So I'm going to turn it on now and show you guys how it works. So I start here. You probably can't hear me. But I start here and I just rotate it through like this. And it doesn't take, I'm just going to turn it off for that. It doesn't take very long to actually dry the section. I actually like to use it after my hair is about, I want to say halfway dry. Like it's still pretty damp in some places, but yeah, halfway to 3/4 dry. I don't use it straight from soaking wet. I just find it takes too long, and that's even harder on your hair. So try to make sure that you do it after you've let your hair air dry a little bit. So now I'm going to speed the video up a little bit, and I'm going to dry the bottom section, and then I'll come back when I am going to do the next section. So I've got the bottom part dry. You can see it doesn't make it super curled under, and it just kind of smooths it out, which I really like a lot. So that's the bottom section. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the next section. I'm gonna leave the very top here for the very last section. So I just kind of separate it out, and then I pin it, and then I will grab the section like this. And I take fairly large sections because I have super fine hair. I have a lot of it, but I have super fine hair, so it doesn't take me very long to do this, especially if it is almost dry. And this section is actually more damp than the under section was. So I'm going to turn it on. And same process. So I will hold it like this for a few seconds to build in a little bit of volume. So if you hold it up at the roots like this will really give you a little bit more volume, and I really like to have that. And the one thing I will say is when you use it on the high setting, your hair will get quite warm, so I wouldn't stay on it high too long. It does get quite warm, so you don't want to leave it on there too long. So that is actually pretty much dry right there. So again, I'm going to speed up doing the rest of it, and then I will come back and show you what I do for the very top section. Okay, so that is the first two sections dried, the bottom section, and the middle section. And you can see how I just kind of changed the position of how I'm holding it to get a different way of drying it. And it does build in, if you do it at the roots, it does build in a little bit of volume. So now I'm gonna show you what I do to get great volume on the top section. So I've just got a little bit of my hair left. And what I'm going to do is actually take this back section first. Lost my brush for a minute. So I'm going to actually brush it through, and then I'm going to turn this on. I'm gonna actually set it here first and then turn this on. I'm actually going to use it on low right now, just because it is quite warm and I like to do this section a little bit longer. So I like to use the low setting for this. So I'm starting here and trying to build some volume. And I just want to show you how I'm holding it. So you can see right there, I'm holding it kind of almost towards the front. And now I'm pulling it towards the front, and that is what's going to help build some of the volume for this top section. And then when I get to the very front pieces, you will kind of see what I mean, because I'm actually going to blow dry it straight towards my face. Yeah, this is drying super quickly. You can really see where my blonde is there. Okay, so now I'm going to let this kind of fall down and just incorporate it in with the other layers. So there's that one. Okay, now for this section, kind of, see, this is a real life tutorial because I'm actually missing a little bit. Okay, there we go. So this is my section of hair that is still wet. Whoops. I'm going to brush it forward like this in front of my face, and then I'm going to put this on here, and again I'm going with the low setting this time. So I'm capturing the ends and just kind of holding them there right now. And because this section is almost dry, it's not going to take me very long, but you can see, instead of blow drying it back, I'm actually blow drying it all straight towards my face. And now I'm going to lift it up a little bit here, and this is what's going to give the volume. So I'll take it sideways too, to the side like this, and then I'll do this side as well. And basically I am just doing as much as I can, and see, now you will see why I do that, because it creates this kind of insane volume right in that front top section. So now I'm just going to do this so that I can get the ends to curve under the way I like on this side. That side's being kind of picky today. And that is it. It is completely dry now. And you can see it's nice and bouncy. It's got lots of volume. I love what it does with the front pieces. Gives them, like, I want you to see kind of the bouncy volume that's in there, and it is so awesome. And you can see it literally took me like maybe 6-7 minutes. So that's partly why I like to let it partially dry before I do it, because it really doesn't take very long. So there, that is why I love this one. This is the original Revlon version. There are lots of other versions. I can't really speak for the ones that are on Amazon because I haven't tried them, but this one I am a fan of. Again, I don't recommend using the high level very much. Use it a tiny bit, especially if your hair is a little bit wetter. You could start with that and then work your way down to the medium one. And then you can always set it with the cool setting, which is actually the high setting you heard there. This is actually the cool setting. So I'm going to use the cool setting just on this side to try and get this side to curve under nicely like this one. Let's see. And so I will share this to my Like to Know It as well, with a link to the Revlon One-Step Styler. So I hope this has been a helpful review, and I will chat with you guys later.